Hi everybody, welcome back. Thank you so much for watching. So as promised, I'm coming at you with some brand new challenges. This is the first one, and yes, I am completely insane. I am doing a Project 100 pan all makeup. Just let that sink in for a second. And I know a lot of you are probably thinking, crazy, insane, stupid, like why are you doing this? So Mary of Reviewer's Diary, and I will have her video and channel linked down below, came to me with a suggestion and asked if I'd be interested in collabing with her, and she mentioned doing a Project 100 pan, and my first initial thought was no. Oh my god, no. And then the more I thought about it, I was like, you know what, that's actually a really interesting idea, and I think it would be a lot of fun, and I think it really would be a big challenge. I'm all about the big challenges this year. I'm really motivated to getting rid of some of the makeup products that don't work as well for me and focusing on the things that I really like, and just being smarter with purchases. So I know this is going to be a very long intro and in fact a very long video, but I wanted to get the important information about the challenge and the background out first, and then I will go through the products I am using. I will also have a full list of all of the products on my blog. So I'm doing 100 makeup items. I am counting pans, such as pans that are in like a contour palette, as individual items instead of just counting it as one item. So I'll show you examples when I go through them. I've also decided to set little goals for myself because I'm not doing a no buy or even really a low buy. I'm still enjoying purchasing makeup and trying new things, but there's some categories I know that I need to just be a little bit more careful with. Things such as like foundations. Unlike a powder product, which can last for a very, very long time and still hold up the quality pretty well, foundations are a little bit different. You really don't want to be holding on to them for that long because they are a cream product. So in that case, I have 2 foundations and 2 BB creams in this challenge, and I've set a little goal for myself that once I've finished those 4 items, I can purchase a full size of that. I have a lot of deluxe size products in this challenge. I also have a lot of products that are like half finished or like 3/4 finished, just to try and work them out. Sometimes with things that get smaller, like with eyeliners, I tend to overlook them. So this is not 100 full-size makeup items, and I do have those little goals set for myself, which I will probably have down below. I'll give like the specifics of that, and it will also be on my blog as well with the full list of all 100 items that I will be panning. So that's the important information for this challenge. If you feel like you want to take on a Project 100 pan, please do, and please let me know that you are doing it down below. And don't feel like you have to do all makeup. I just really am focusing on my makeup collection right now, so I decided to go with 100 makeup items. Alright, so I'm going to go through and show you all the items I have chosen. Let's dive into it. So I have everything kind of roughly in categories. I'm trying to figure out a good setup for these items so I can make sure I use them frequently. So I did pick multiple items in multiple categories. So the first one is an example of one of the items that I'm counting 2 as. So this is a Dr. Denise concealer. So 1 pan is supposed to be for eyes and 1 pan is supposed to be for face. It's the shade medium, so it's a little bit too dark for me. You can definitely see where I've been using this concealer though. And I'm just trying to get as much use out of it as possible. It's a pretty decent concealer. I don't think I'm going to talk much about the items though in this intro, but when I do updates, my plan right now is to do updates once I've finished a product, and I will just talk about the items that I've finished, and then talk a little bit about any challenges I've encountered with the project instead of trying to go through all of the items because I don't want the videos to be too long. I put in my 2 Urban Decay Naked Skin concealers. I have the shade Fair Neutral and the shade Light Neutral. Light Neutral is a little bit too dark for me. Fair Neutral, I've repurchased this twice, so I really like this one. I also put in my e.l.f. Under Eye Concealer and Highlight. Also counted these as 2 items, item 1 and item 2, because it is a concealer and then it is a highlighter, so it is 2 separate products. I also have the e.l.f. tone correcting concealer, and this is in the shade Light Beige. I also decided to put in my e.l.f. color correcting concealer palette. This is a really new product to me, but I've been using it so much. I've already hit pan on 2 of the shades, so I'm counting this as 6 items because it's 6 pans. I mean, it's 6 different products, so I feel justified in classifying it as such. But I really like this concealer palette, and where I've been using it, I thought, why not throw it in there and try to finish the whole thing. I've put in my Kat Von D Shade and Light contour palette. I've already hit a massive pan on the shade here, Levitation, and this is a shade I use mostly for contouring, but I thought I would try to use this up. I heard a rumor that Kat Von D was going to come up with a new palette with removable pans, so you can purchase the refills as needed, sort of like what Anastasia of Beverly Hills does. So that is really motivating me to try and get through this so that when that product does come out, I can buy that one. So the other item in this same similar category is from NARS. It is the Olympia Contour Blush. So it is a contouring blush and then a highlight shade. I have a few items from e.l.f. in this challenge. I had originally thought about doing an all e.l.f. project pan, but then I know there's at least 1, if not 2 other people doing it, and I didn't want people to think I was being like a copycat. I had honestly filmed the video just before somebody else had posted their intro, and everyone was like, oh my god, such a great idea, so original, and I was like, oh crap, I can't follow up with mine because I don't want to be seen as a copycat. So anyway, I have the e.l.f. contouring blush and bronzer in St. Lucia. A little bit sparkly. I think this is supposed to be a NARS dupe for Orgasm and Laguna, I believe. I have the e.l.f. golden bronzer in the shade Golden. So you can see there's quite a bit of product in here. And a lot of these powder products, I'm not necessarily going to be finishing them anytime soon. Really, to hit pan would be a pretty good goal. Finishing them, obviously the objective, but hitting pan I think is also a good accomplishment. The e.l.f. tone correcting powder, which I really should use more of, where I've been into color correcting. The Becca Jaclyn Hill palette, which has 3 highlight shades in there, and you can see how much I like Pearl. I decided to put this in because it was limited edition and I know it's not available anymore, and I have a really hard time using up limited edition products. Now thankfully Pearl is available at the full size. I love it so much. I definitely need that highlighter in my life, so I don't feel too bad about finishing it in that case. I just really need to learn to use and then let go. I have a mini Anastasia Beverly Hills Perfect Brow Pencil in the shade Dark Brown. I also put in my Benefit Gimme Brow and the Clinique Just Browsing. These 2 are somewhat similar. And I put in 2 of my dip brows. I have Taupe and Medium Brown. They're both somewhat old and they're not performing quite as well as they used to. So I think I'm just going to give these like a couple of months to get some more use out of it, and then I'm going to have to finally cave and get a new product, because it's hard to say if I will actually be able to finish these products up. Like, I ended up having to put oil into this one. This is the shade Medium Brown, because it was so stiff that it wasn't performing anymore. And my Doo-Wop little brow kit, which I had been in a previous project, I still have a little bit of the brow powder left and then a little bit of the cream highlight. I have a generous handful of mascaras here. I have 1 full size. It's the Dior Addict It Lash, and this is a blue shade, and I've had this for way too long. I hold on to my mascaras for way longer than you're supposed to, and that's one thing that I really need to stop doing. It's just not good. I shouldn't be taking that risk. I have a mascara from Bobbi Brown. It's a Smoky Eye Mascara. I have a Tarte Lights Cameras Lashes. I have Marc Jacobs. This is the Omega Lash Volumizing Mascara. I put in my Benefit They're Real Tinted Primer, because when this was available as a promo code from Sephora, I actually got like 3 of them. I really like it a lot. I put in the Bare Minerals Lash Domination Volumizing Mascara, and finally the Benefit They're Real Mascara. I have another mitt full of face primers here, 1 full size. This is from e.l.f. It's the Mineral Face Primer in Radiant Glow. So I'm pretty sure this is a bit of a glitter bomb too, like the hard candy one from my Project 20 Pan Roulette. And so all of these deluxe size primers, as I've said before in previous videos, one of my really big goals is to get rid of the deluxe size products I have and purchase full size of the ones that I like, or just simply purchasing full size. It's purely for aesthetic reasons. I just really like the way full size products look. That's so it. I have a primer from Sephora. It's the Ultra Smoothing Primer. I have the Smashbox Photo Finish Blemish Control. I have the Smashbox Photo Finish. This is the oil-free. This is just like the original Smashbox primer. I have the classic Benefit Professional, the Hard Candy Sheer Envy. I have a primer from Fusion Beauty. It's Prime Results. It's an anti-wrinkle primer. And I have the MAC Prep and Prime Skin. I put in these Algenist concentrated color correcting drops. When I saw these were available as a promo code at Sephora, I made some purchases and split things up so I could try and get as many as possible. I only missed one, the green one. I have the pink one, the blue one, and the apricot one, and these are really good, I find, for mixing with foundation. I have the e.l.f. Shimmering Facial Whip in a Lilac Petal. I'm not really sure if this is considered a highlighter or not. I just figured it kind of looked like one. I have the Benefit Girl Meets Pearl, the Burberry Fresh Glow Luminous Fluid Base, the Cynthia Rowley Brightening Illuminator, and the Benefit What's Up. I have two foundations, the NYX HD Studio Foundation in this shade Nude 01, and I have the Bourjois Paris Healthy Mix Serum in the shade Light Vanilla. I also have the Clinique Moisture Surge CC Cream in the shade Light, and the Joe Fresh Sheer Tint in the shade Bisque. So this is sort of like a BB cream. I have three face powders. I have the Makeup Forever High Definition Powder. This is the Micro Finish Powder. I have two from Bare Minerals. I have the All Over Face Color in Clear Radiance, and the Eye Brightener in Well Rested. So these are all loose powders. I have three eye bases from LA Girl, and these are sort of like sticky primers. I've got the shade White, the shade Nude, and the shade Black. I've had these for a while, so I feel like it's time to use them up. So that's what those look like here, and that's what the packaging looks like with the twist up. I believe I had the white one in a project before, a different one. These are all pretty new. I've only used them a handful of times. I have so many eyeliners, but first this little guy had got caught up in it. This is the Hard Candy Concealer Pencil in the shade Light, so it's exactly what it sounds like. It looks like an eyeliner, but it's a concealer pencil. And then I really went through and picked a giant handful of eyeliners, mostly ones that I've been overlooking. So I have one from Cynthia Rowley. This is in the shade Black. And this one needs to be sharpened, so the swatch isn't going to show up that well. But that's what that one looks like. I have three of the mini Marc Jacob highliners. I have the shade Midnight in Paris, Think, and Plumage. So that's them swatched there. Because they're so small, I tend to overlook them when I see my eyeliners, so I'm really hoping to use these up. I have two MAC eyeliners. I have the PowerPoint eye pencil in Bordeaux line and the Pro Glide Intense eyeliner in Undercurrent. So obsessed with this eyeliner. I just really need to finish it up so I can buy a new one because it's starting to get a little bit dry. So that's Undercurrent on top there. I have two black eyeliners. I have Via Veneto, which is a NARS Larger Than Life eyeliner, and I have a Sephora 12-hour waterproof in Black Lace. So they are pretty much identical. I actually have a third black one in there. This is from Bobbi Brown, and this is in the shade Jet. I have an eyeliner from Lise Wattier, and it's an eye shine in the shade Cognac, and I have one from Pixi. It's the Endless Silky Eye Pen in the shade Black Cocoa. So that's Cognac the lighter one, the Liz Wautier, and that's the Pixie one there. I put in my Chanel eyeliner. This is in the shade Cassis, and I have one from CoverGirl. This was a Liquiline Blast. I think it's something like Silver Fire or something. It's a silver shade, silver gray. So the silver shade, that's the CoverGirl, and that's Cassis from Chanel. I have 4 baby eyeliners from Urban Decay. I have the shade Vacancy, the shade Stag, the shade Moonspoon, and the shade 1999. And that is them swatched there. That is Stag, Vacancy, Moonspoon, and 1999. Told you I picked a lot of eyeliners. So finally I have 2 liquid eyeliners. I have one from NYX. It's the Glam Liner in Glam Black. And I hadn't been reaching for this because I didn't like the packaging, because it's one of these kinds. I much prefer the pen. So that's the swatch of that one there. And then speaking of pen, I decided to put in my Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid in the shade Dark Brown. Not because I don't like this, but because I want to purchase the full size. So that's that swatch there. I have 4 lip glosses in here. I have 2 from Buxom. I have a full-on lip cream, and this is in the shade Mai Tai. And I have a lip polish in the shade Katie. Neither of these have really been used. I have 2 hard candy plumping serum glosses. I have the shade Swan Lake, which is a peachy shade, and I have the shade Girl Next Door, which is a very baby pink. I have a couple of lip balms. I have just a clear lip balm from Maybelline Baby Lips. It's in the shade Peppermint. I have this one from CoverGirl. It is a gloss balm. It is in the shade Clay, and that's what that looks like. Then I also put in this really tiny Bare Minerals one, this Pop of Passion in Pink Passion. It's really pretty. It is very glossy. And where it was so tiny, it was always getting overlooked. And then finally some lip products, some lipsticks. The first thing is an all-over color stick from Elle. I put it in the lipstick category because I figured I will probably wear it as such. I can't really see me wearing it anywhere else just because of the color of it. It is the shade Pink Lemonade, and that's what that looks like. I have a mini Marc Jacobs lipstick in the shade Magenta. I have 2 mini Bite lipsticks in the shade Mimosa and the shade Palomino. So that is Mimosa and that is Palomino. I have 2 hard candy lipsticks in the shade Practical and the shade Courageous. These are the ombre lipsticks. So that is what they look like swatched there. And that's Courageous and that's Practical. I have a couple of pink lipsticks. I have an e.l.f. matte lip color in the shade Natural. I have this mini Bare Minerals Marvelous Moxie in Speak Your Mind. And I have this little one from Noya in the shade Desert Rose. And so this is what these guys looked like here. That is the e.l.f. Natural, Speak Your Mind Bare Minerals, and Noya Desert Rose. And lastly, I have this lip lover from Lancome, I believe. And that is what that looks like, swatched right there. So a little bit of a variety anyway to go through. I'm hoping to use as many of these products up completely as possible, but then after a couple of months, probably within 3 or 4 months, I will reevaluate the project and then decide to make some more thoughtful destashes, do a little bit more decluttering. I really think I'm going to have to do that because I just have so many products that I'm not using and some that are just getting old. Things that I don't like as much that I just really need to think carefully about. And I'm hoping this project is a really good start for that. I think that having all of these in sight and focusing on these 100 items first, I think will really, really help me work down my collection a little bit. So thank you guys so much for watching. I know this was a very, very long video. Let me know if you have anything you would like to see from me. Don't be afraid to suggest any collaborations if you also have a YouTube channel or something like that, because I would absolutely love to work with you on something, whatever idea you have. It's been so much fun getting to know people here on YouTube and to be trying all these new projects out, and it's been really, really helpful. And I'm feeling so motivated this year. I'm so glad that it's the end of March almost, and I am still really, really passionate about this, so I'm feeling really, really good this year. Thank you once again, and I will see you very soon in my next one. Bye.